So it's the first weekend of the new year, and we have decided to take a huge step in our homesteading journey. We're going to go buy a maple syrup business that went out of business. We have decided to go into small scale maple syrup production as a way to support our homestead. Now, the 36 acres we have has an abundance of maple trees, so we estimated that we can get around 2,000 taps, which would be a substantial amount of income for a 5-week period. So come along. It's going to be dicey because it's going to be snowy. We're going to go out to Cleveland and there is lake effect snow. So we hope to do this in one day. So come along.
So we got to go to Ohio and it's going to be a blizzard. Terrible timing, but it's too good of a deal to pass up. We made it, I believe. Just as snowy here as it was everywhere else.
We're here, a little bit of error on my part, put the wrong address in. Oops, so we had to drive 15 minutes to the other place, but we're here, he's inside. So unfortunately, during the loading part, we did not get that much video content. The seller was kind of hesitant to be on camera and we just felt awkward. We were also just trying to load the trailer as quickly and safely as possible so we could get back on the road. So we did not make it back in one day like we thought we would. I knew this was going to happen, so we have stopped at a hotel and we'll head back tomorrow morning. Luckily, everything made it through the night. It's always a little scary leaving a trailer in a parking lot. He's assessing the situation. It's cold. It's very, very cold out there.
Well, we made it to a hotel last night. It was pretty rough going. We got about a half an hour into the ride and the roads were super slick, super icy. There was more snow coming across the Great Lakes last night, so we decided to stay at a hotel. So we're going to try to get this packed up a little bit better. The tarp is kind of holding up, and I need to get the RO plasticed up a little bit better. I just don't want any like salt and stuff getting on the motor and things that are down there. It's like an $18,000 unit. It's only 2 years old. So I don't think the top part of this is really going to matter too much, of that being out in the snow and whatever. But I've used pretty much every strap we have to get this packaged up. So we may have to stop at like a Home Depot or something and grab more straps, but I still have like two straps left to make this happen, but we are about 5 hours away from home, so we still have a heck of a journey, and the snow I think is going to stop for a little while. I got it propped up on a light post. Can't find the tripods in the car. Everything's buried, everything's a mess. It's frigid. It's like I think 9 degrees out right now. I'm dealing with straps that are in the bottom part of the bag that I've tied together. That's all I got right now until I go and buy more. But we got like 20 straps on this thing. Just everything is so brittle. It's all like stainless steel that's like thin sheet metal that I don't want to crush. So I just have this last strap to put on over the RO just to make sure everything's okay. We're about to leave the hotel area. We stayed here last night because it was a little bit too dicey on the roads. So now we got the trailer all strapped up. We got about a 5-hour drive back to the house. We'll probably make hopefully one stop along the way. and then we'll get the rest of the way there. So we made it back to our shop. The rest of the journey wasn't that bad. The snow started to taper out a bit. So we got back to our homestead and we put the trailer in the shop so everything could de-thaw. And we can go ahead and get this thing unwrapped and start getting stuff cleaned up. So I started getting everything unwrapped last night, and we ended up having some major issues that I came across, which were on the RO. It appears that the previous owner didn't take any time to go ahead and get the unit all bled of sap from the previous season and left it in a heated place, and then gave it to the one place where we picked it up, and they didn't do anything to get it bled. And then we got the machine, and I saw that most of the tubes were empty, right? But being in that dark warehouse, I couldn't see that some of them were completely full of water or sap. So it froze on the way back. And now I have to have CDL out here tomorrow and look over this thing and see what exactly has busted on it and see how much it's going to be to get it all fixed. So I'm in talks with the previous owner of this and seeing if we can work something out to get reimbursed for the parts and everything. He claimed to have winterized it, but these things are a block of ice and they froze. So I was pretty upset about it all night. Wasn't really sure the route that we were going to go. So now I just got to figure out what we do next and see how much it's going to cost. So that is where we're at. She's on. So I just wanted to run through the numbers of what we paid for everything. So we got a RO unit. I believe this is actually a 1200 series is what they were just saying. These are now retailing for $28,000 according to CDL. This evaporator, I believe, can do over 100 gallons an hour. It's a Dominion Grim. This front pan is a liter and the back one is a Dominion Grim. And this whole setup I'll be selling once I go ahead. I'm going to clean it up, fix it up, and get it listed. Has a nice hood setup, has all the piping for it. Still got to get all the salt cleaned off of this stuff. Also has it's diesel or heating oil. So this has got the burner there. It's got the automatic draw off right there and all the pieces to it. And then we got the filter press. So that filter press there, super nice one. Pretty much purchase on Facebook Marketplace for about $1,800 for that unit. Between 12 and 1,800. So it all depends on how good of a condition it is. But we paid $13,000 for everything. I think that was a fantastic deal considering that machine is worth over that just alone. So I plan on selling this unit, probably get between $4,500 and $5,000 for this evaporator once it's cleaned up and restored. And then we will be buying a new evaporator. So that's the next steps. We also got over here all of these cans, which when we do our maple syrup business, we aren't going to be using these types of cans. We're going to be using glass bottles and our own labels, but they're really cool. There's different sizes. So there's like little, it's got the nutrition facts. They're pretty cans. I've noticed on Facebook, those cans are going for between $2 and $5 a can. These ones are about $2, and these bigger ones are about $5. And I did the math, and we have over 350 cans here. So should be able to get $900 back, and then that'll go to the evaporator as well, the new one. And then we got some sap line and a bunch of taps at the bottom. Still haven't really gone through this box. Just kind of some junk in the bottom, but that's cool. That'll be nice to clean that up and see what we got. Every little bit counts. But yeah, I think we did really well. We sold all of those cans. We actually got $800 for them, and now I'm going to go pick up a CDL canner that was gently used one time. It's over at the dealer that's right down the road from us, and yeah, that'll be the next piece of equipment that we need for next season's maple business. So we just got back from the CDL store, and this is the bottler that we got. So we sold those bottles that came with the deal for $800, and we talked them down on their price on this, and we got this for $750. It was only used one season. Actually, I don't even think it was really used much at all, because it is really, really clean. The burner looks like it's barely been used or turned on. Super clean inside. Pretty much brand new. So that'll work really well for our first season. So I'm on my way over to the CDL store to pick up our new evaporator. We bought a 2017 Corsair unit. It's a 2x8 foot evaporator. We got it for a really good deal. I dropped off $2,400 to them for the unit. It was really used lightly. These units are normally like $8,000 new. So I think we'll be able to get some good use out of it this season, and then maybe next season we sell it and buy a bigger one. But it should be a great unit for this year, and allow us to try out some of our new equipment. So this is the evaporator that we're looking at getting. It is a 2x8. It's a little one, but I think it's going to work out perfectly for us for this season. Maybe next season we go ahead and sell it and get something bigger, but I think that'll be a great little addition. Here's the firebox. Everything's nice and tight. The hood, that's the evaporator pan. Here's the evaporator. Got all the stack to go with it. So now we'll make our little journey back home. Well, we made it back. Everything looks like it made it in one piece. A little bit tricky trying to get up our little road with it being all ice and everything. All the straps are off. Now we're all ready to get this trailer unloaded. I got the excavator set up with some forks. I'll just reach in and pull off each one of these skids one by one. So this is kind of a quick look at the current state of the Corsair 2x6 evaporator that we bought. I'm going to go ahead and re-brick it and clean up some of the metal and get that painted with some high temperature paint. And then we'll probably end up doing a little acid bath on the side of the stainless here to freshen it up a bit. But we'll get this thing looking brand new and start to get it in use. So we just bought this tank for 325 bucks. It's double wall, the outside is galvanized, but the inside is all stainless. So that'll be our first tank, and we'll get more of them. That'll work for now though. So we're back at the Homestead. We just got our tank back here. This is gonna be our 300-gallon stainless tank. We'll get it all cleaned up, get some fittings on this thing, but it's a double wall. The outside is galvanized, but the inside is all fresh stainless. So it's actually in really good condition on the inside. So we'll get this thing looking nice and get it into action. So this is our new sap tank. It is all stainless on the inside. There's a bunch of leaves and stuff in here that I gotta clean out yet. But we're just cleaning up the outside at the moment. I got everything prepped for some white paint. I'm actually using some old boat paint that I had in my flammables cabinet, some all grip. And yeah, I don't wanna let that stuff go to waste. So we're gonna put it on this tank. It's a 2-part paint. And that should hold up for quite a while. So we'll get it all painted up white. I'm leaving the top all nice and stainless. And yeah, let's see how it goes. So I managed to get the next set of stuff up to the house. We bought these tanks downstate in Lancaster area, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. We got this tank here, which is an insulated tank. It's an 800-gallon fully stainless bulk tank. We bought that for $1,000, which is a super good deal. This thing doesn't even have a dent on it. No scratches. So that's pretty awesome. And then I actually, at the same time, negotiated this tank here, which is 400-gallon. And I got that for $200. So $1,200 total. These tanks, this tank right here would be about $1,800 on Facebook Marketplace. And then this larger one here would probably be around $3,500 is what I've seen. So we got quite a bit in value in tanks for a dang good price. So we're going to go ahead and get these unloaded and move on to the next thing. So these are our numbers for the entire operation of what we've spent thus far on our equipment. So we bought everything from Ohio for the initial sale for $13,000. The seller, because the machine got damaged because they didn't winterize it, refunded us $1,225. We ended up selling that evaporator that came with the sale for $4,000, and we sold the maple cans that also came with the sale, but for $800. So we really only spent $6,975 on our RO machine and our filter press. The estimated value for just those two pieces of equipment, the RO is estimated at $13,500 on current market value, and the filter press is estimated at $1,400 current market value. We went ahead and bought a CDL bottler for $750. Then we bought our Smoky Lakes evaporator, the Corsair unit, for $2,400. The estimated value on that currently is $3,500, which will probably sell that unit come next season and buy a larger evaporator. The bottler is estimated at $1,100. Then we bought 2 ICB totes for $30 each, which brought it up to $60. They're valued at $100 each. Market value. We bought a 600-gallon poly tank for $250. Estimated value on that is $600. We bought that smaller stainless steel bulk tank, the 300-gallon one, for $325. Estimated value on that is $600. We bought those 2 tanks, the bulk tank, the 800-gallon and the 400-gallon. We only spent $1,000 on the 800-gallon tank. That one's estimated at $3,500 for that unit. The 400-gallon is estimated at $1,800. Current market value, we paid only $200 for that. For parts and labor to get our RO unit fixed by CDL for labor and parts was $260. So we only spent everything together here for the entire operation thus far, $12,220, because this was our original cost, but we got refunded from the seller and we worked out a deal for everything else. So the total value on our equipment right now is $26,200 is what our current market value of everything that we have. So we are up on our deal quite a bit. So that is what we've spent so far on our operation. So we have a good ending to the story. We had CDL come out this morning, a couple of service techs, and they went over the machine, they brought parts. So we got these new canisters because the other ones were shattered from when the unit froze. So those fitted on just fine because they actually changed these up. There's a new manufacturer that's making these canisters, which meant that you had to change around some parts in here, but they had some originals left over. They screwed on just perfect. We ended up having to fix a couple of the parts back here just temporarily. I only used what I had, so these are like some steel fittings that we're going to change out. This is just to make sure that the system actually works and there's no like frozen cracked places on the machine. So we had to replace this part here. That's what they brought with them. And we went over the turbine here. We pressurized everything. We ran it. The whole turbine is fine, completely fine. There's no cracks in these like little disc hockey puck things. So that's okay. We filled the entire membrane here up with water. There's no damage to the pump inside of here, which is amazing. It's pumping water out through here into the rest of the system. The other part I was worried about is the pump down here that pushes the water around the machine and mixes it. I was worried about the pump housing on this cracking because it was full of water, but it is 100% fine. There's no leaks. This is just water from it splashing around. I had to MacGyver this together and just try to close this part off. But this is all dry. It's all good. No leaks. So we got super lucky. It was worth the trip. It was worth the risk to get this because just what we paid on the entire deal would have just been this machine alone. And we got all those cans. We got the evaporator. We got the filter press. So I hope you guys liked the video. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks for watching.